called advanced standing. You get a license in social work, which is where you make the big bucks.
Hold on, even if you don't have a social work major.
You do need a social work major.
Oh.
Right.
I just want to work with you. Barely wanna
Right.
take this class.
So you can, there's several options. I would say,
Yeah, I want to do that too.
guess how much they paid me without a license when I started first?
How much?
24,000 a year.
But you gotta look into their
That's
laws,
not
cause they be fresh.
Nothing.
for some kids.
So I got my license and it went to 35,000 a year, fresh out of social work school.
That's still nothing.
Well, and this was also 2006.
Okay.
So we paid rent for like $250.
Right.
That's all rent was back then. Because my new MSW, LSWs at hospice today, they told me they get paid $68,000 a year. I said, that's more than I make. No way.
Wow. My mom get like that, like 70.
Right. Does she work for like VA though?
She just went to a different company. It's like a law.
Signed it.
Oh, it's a law place? So she doesn't do social work.
Oh yeah, no. Hey.
Social work is a interesting profession. So that's where we're going to like kind of dig in for you guys. I'm making sure. All right, we are live. I have to do this for 2 classes in a row, so I'm going to like mute it down. And hey, look at that. Somebody showed me how to work this today. How are you?
I gotta find out who it is on the right page.
So it is possible that Dr. Solomon Hill. Yes. Look at that. It works.
They didn't give me none of the classes in freshman year. Cause I took them to get me hard classes.
Do they tell you guys you can or cannot have food in this room? I don't even know. I'm okay either way, but if like the dean walked in, they'd be like, put that away. Because I got coffee, I'm sure they don't want it. So I worked this morning at hospice, which I'll do again.
You work at hospice?
Yes, I sit for hospice on the weekends and I supervise the hospice.
That's bad.
It is very sad. And sometimes the saddest part is when you sit for a family, when you sit for a person that they have no family coming to see.
That's sad.
That's like the worst. I mean,
really mentally okay.
right.
So
Right.
you must be good.
You still have to do self-care. The other worst I had was this dude he was dying of cancer. He found out 3 weeks earlier. He seriously still looked healthy, but because the cancer was taking over his lungs and whatever, he had a pacemaker. So apparently the pacemaker will keep you alive even though the cancer is killing you, and then there's a lot of suffering involved. So what they had to do, and this was weird for my first year in hospice. You guys ever seen how to deactivate a pacemaker? I didn't know this.
No.
It was sad.
So he died on the spot.
And they say it would happen within an hour. So my shift was 8 to 8. Like literally, it was at 8. So like as I was leaving, actually I think I like left and went to the bathroom. I came back. I'm like, dude ain't breathing. I'm like, nurse.
Oh.
So this is pretty much what they did.
So you see people die all the time?
Switch. That's an electrical switch that can be triggered from off to on in the presence of a simple magnet. If you place a magnet over the housing of an implanted pacemaker,
So you know a
it will
pacemaker
change
keeps your
the
heart
function
beating.
of that device and cause it to pace the heart at a fixed rate, a rate usually between 70 and 100 beats per minute. The actual number will depend on the device manufacturer. Conversely,
You get too many details.
130 beats per minute. As you can see, this patient is tachycardic and this rhythm is paced. Here's his EKG.
So like my dad had open heart surgery. He's alive. He's 77.
I
But
can see that the patient is being paced in a tachycardic rhythm, and I suspect that he may have a pacemaker-mediated tachycardia, a type of re-entrant tachycardia, where the two different leads of a dual chamber.
so these are medical students. Essentially, that's what they do. So they put it on his heart right there, and it worked in like an hour or two.
Wow.
So I guess your heart would stop. And I don't know how long you live. Well, that probably would be like a few minutes. So it was like 8 o'clock. And yeah, so we take a note and write every hour. The other, he's suffering, you know what I mean? Like you live and you have like cancer take over all your organs and it probably blocks out your heart from pumping or blocks your lungs from. But I think he was a smoker. My grandpa died at like 62 with lung cancer.
Wow. That's young.
It was young, I thought. And that was 82, and then my grandma died of cancer in like 92. And he was 10 years older than her, so they were both in their 60s.
Right.
So, long story short, that is one of the jobs you can do in social work. You guys will be presented. Is there anybody that knows what you want to do when you grow up, even if it's not social work? Like, what do you want to do when you graduate? Something that makes money?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's good. All right. What are your all's majors again?
Graphic design.
Okay. Graphic
What makes
design.
money in social work?
Did you say how much?
What makes money? What makes money?
The VA pays the most. Veterans Association. They pay the most. What'd you say? You're saying the salary?
No, what?
Oh, Veterans Association is usually when you work with men that had been deployed to overseas to like fight in our wars. So like, remember last year in Afghanistan, we had a withdrawal.
Mhm.
It was kind of a shit show. It was like bad fast. So some of those guys had to come back and then learn how to live in normal life. Like some of them get retrained. I have a buddy who did his degree in clinical counseling, which is just like clinical social work. So you're helping them adjust. What's that? It's hard. It's hard work. It does pay the most because it's like government. I worked at Lighthouse before. You can, if you get your master's in independent license, you can run your own private practice. So you can run your own business. You can run groups. You can do several of those things. Anybody know what you want to do if you were to pick something that's like really good? So you probably want to do it. Master of social work. Are you a social work major?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't remember. I know you guys just told me 2 days ago, but I've had like 100 students since, and it's hard to remember everybody, but I will do. Like, did you take a minor in biology or something?
I don't know.
Yeah. Right, is they would want you to have like biology, chemistry.
You don't have to minor in like chemistry or biology because you're gonna have to go to a different school because they don't offer.
Yeah, like UC Blue Ash does. That's like their specialty, right?
Yeah, but this school can get you connected with like internships. And
Okay.
A lot of different schools for what you want to do.
Okay.
You just gotta talk to some other classes.
Even pet therapy. You ever heard of pet therapy?
No, what's that?
Sign me up.
So, I want to pour my tea into my 4 years. It looks like a beard. That's hilarious.
I was gonna say, you think already?
What's that?
That's not me.
This one is supposed to be like Japanese black tea. I got found it on sale. I don't know. Tastes good. Doesn't have any booze in it, so I'll be sober for class. It's always good. Just kidding. I don't. I'm allergic to alcohol. So anybody know, if you were to take a guess, what years do you think social work started? When did social work start?
2012. Oh no.
That's when, so it's funny you should say that. That was when the Affordable Care Act was passed. And I feel like that's when we were reinvented because it was hard to make a living in social work. But when Affordable Care Act passed, like for real, there's a job all the time for you in social work. There's a need everywhere and there's funding from the government and it's like a huge need. So that's a good date. I would almost argue it did 100 years before that. So like at University of Chicago, you guys don't have to memorize all this, but like ideally it's giving you the history of social work. You're knowing who do you think worked as social workers, but social workers? Who do you think people that help people when they were like sick, dying, or needed money or how? What's that?
Nurses?
That's a good one. Yeah. Well, I was about to say, do you have any hospitals in your city, and what are the names of them?
Sparrow, Mercy.
Mercy. Any of them Saint something?
Oh, St. Mary's.
Yep. So I'm trying to get on a theme. What do you think the saint?
Catholics.
Yeah. Yeah. So like nuns, priests, and people that like were devoted to the
We should go
saint.
back to
Have nurses.
nuns.
Although I was taught by nuns, they used to hit me on the hand with a ruler. Like,
You won't hit me, but.
right. You guys, so it became illegal for you all, but I was like 70s and 80s. So if we didn't write well, that's
They
what
used to do that to me in Christian school.
right. That's what right. My mom said she took me out of it when one of the nuns went like this. She's like, one of the nuns talked to you like that, and that's when she took me.
Every time you guys show, they used to have this big
What was
wooden
you
hat.
Hold on, nuns make spankings and stuff?
And I'm not to make there's very good Christian schools and Catholic schools too, but sometimes there's bad ones. So, but that was normal in school. Remember they had the like paddles. You guys ever heard of them paddles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe your parents.
Y'all heard teachers was allowed to get.
Yeah.
benefits.
Right. They'd be like, "You're not paying attention."
That's crazy.
It was so
I'm like,
crazy.
how bad these kids are. Y'all kids are dying.
Now I ain't gonna lie, first grade, my teacher, she had like that stick that you teach on the board.
Mine
She
too.
smacked it on the table, like,
Oh, she did.
yeah.
That's kind of scary
Hey,
too. So I
listen,
mean,
y'all.
yeah.
Did you hear how they're about to start letting teachers carry firearms?
Where's that?
It's about to be around a lot of.
Like, are they
states.
going to conceal carry or open carry?
Open carry? Like even in Ohio.
Like
they
a
just
cowboy?
laws
Like
where
they'll
a lot
have-
of people can keep guns.
Like a cowboy.
They're going to wear a cowboy hat too. Like,
I don't know. In Michigan right now, our laws are getting changed too. Cause I'm from Lansing. You could carry a gun anywhere now.
so is like is that to protect the students or is
Yeah.
that just to
Not
like?
to protect the students, to protect the teacher. Like have you not been seeing in the news? Like these kids be fighting teachers now.
Yeah.
Is it?
I think that's
Yeah, I think the gun can be
But I
for
don't-
like the shooting.
But I
Mass
feel like it's
shooters.
a saying, you know, teachers, y'all already underpaid, understaffed. You got that one kid every day that keep fucking with you. You like,
Oh, okay.
You're like,
I'm like, for
Yeah, I don't know.
real.
I don't know. That's
We're saying here.
Cause you know they barely do background checks on teachers. Y'all-
They
y'all had that
actually-
scandal going on with the teachers.
we all had to get background checks. I will say that because in social work we always have background checks, and then here. So in social work we do BCI and FBI background checks.
I need to know about this too.
Right.
Become a social.
Right. And if you have like charges as a minor, usually that's sealed. Like I got in trouble a lot as a minor, and that's sealed. That's a
You
sealed
get
record.
like, you got like federal trouble, like court.
Usually like most related to like drinking and smoke and possession charges, things like that. But
Oh, you
like
got those type of charges?
sometimes, and
I'm just-
so as a minor, those can be wiped out. You know what I
Right.
mean? And if you're
It's
18
a
and
misdemeanor.
you get your stuff together when you're an adult, even if you have a charge and want to be a social worker, it's okay. But you have to show them how your life has changed. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to write to the board if you got picked up at 19 or 20. Well, how old are you guys now? Are you all like 18?
19.
Right. Right. So, if,
17.
right.
Little baby.
Oh, are you 17? I finished high school at 17, so I was young.
You finished school?
Finished high
Birthday's
school.
Monday.
Oh.
High school. But I was the youngest in the class. Is that how old you guys are? When you finish high school?
I finished when I was 17.
Yeah. Like June or July birthday.
My birthday's June 22nd.
I'm June 19th.
You're a Gemini? Man.
So if you guys got in trouble, that's that's okay. You usually write an essay, kind of the same. Like if you get kicked out of school, write an essay, get back. Yeah. So they give like the second chance. You guys remember the name of your book?
Is it the same one from last year?
Dubois Miley, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look, I even scanned it for a class 1 here. You want me to send that to y'all? Or do you already have open access to the book? It's like free digital. Okay. Right. 'Cause this was before they even gave you guys free books. So I just scanned as much of the book as I could. So long story short, oh, here we go. Look at that. There's your chapter 1. You ready for chapter 1? How many social work majors again? Dang, okay. Usually, because this is a class required for everybody, only it is. 101 is this, well, 1100 is the same 101. So, all right. So we're a helping profession, promote social change, and this is all getting into y'all's salaries. How many of you guys have done like summer camps, led them, or participated in them? Either
Oh,
one.
just participate.
Okay. So you kind of had a social work leading those, maybe sort of.
No, my church did it.
Okay. Again, getting back to that, the theme, like churches were the social workers for a long time.
Summer camp and social work.
Well, so what do you do at social work? You know, like think of or what do you do at summer camp? Like think about that for a minute. Like it's childcare for your parents that are going to work, right? It's giving you sometimes food, and if it's overnight, food and housing and shelter. Did you do the overnight ones, or did you do that?
Yeah, they made us stay for a week, and we did these every day.
Bed or sleeping bags?
Huh?
The sleeping bags or beds?
My church, we had them.
Like bunk beds, okay. Like them plastic mattresses you could wet on if you let. Okay, right. So I had to both lead and participate in the camps, and so it's like social work because it gives the childcare so your parents can go to work. Yeah.
Can we watch this one thing on Netflix? It's the Gabriel Hernandez trial, and it's about.
I bet it
about
would.
social workers and how like y'all they did that boy so bold. He would have been like 19. He would have been our age right now, but he lived in California, I think. And he had so many social workers coming to his house. He was getting starved, beat, like trapped in closets and stuff. And everybody kept passing him like he's fine, he's fine. And then it resulted in his stepdad strangling him, and he died. And the mom they gave them life. I think they gave the dad the death penalty, but I think we watch it.
This.
Tell you how social workers really don't do their job, for real.
So if you are trained in properly, a lot of the child and family services social workers are not holding a license or a social work degree. So like they were not properly trained, but they were paid to help
But I
and
don't
hire.
like that though. Why are you letting people that don't even have the certificate? Because that's on Indeed right now. I could be I could work at DHS right now with just a high school diploma.
So that might be why you are not allowed to call yourself a social worker now legally unless you have a degree and a license.
Yeah.
But people still call themselves social workers. You know what I mean?
Like, you gotta cash out me $300 to get your kid.
Who? Yeah, so legally, and that's where we'll get into that later, but that's why we have a code of ethics. We have like the ethics that we follow. We have trading, we have professionalism, and you can't call yourself a social worker unless you have that degree.
My only problem with me is like I'm very like not even emotional, but like I can relate. So I'm kind of scared going into this field.
Yeah.
Because what if I have a case where it's like a child that went through something I went through? How am I going to sit up here and be able to not use my emotions to get this kid out of this house? So like, are we going to have training to deal with like turning our feelings off? Because I know with this, you got to be able to think logically, not emotionally. So.
You definitely do. I would say it comes mostly your senior year when you're working in the field. And also, if you do advanced standing, your 1 year of graduate school, they do clinical training how to be like a clinical social worker.
So I was going to say, I'm a sophomore right now. I'm trying to get an internship this summer to try to get in the field to make sure this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Because I don't want to be that person. I'm like 35. And I'm changing my job and I got to go back to school. I don't want to be around no kids.
I finished my doctorate at 39.
For real?
Yeah. And I practiced social work for 20 years, so I did develop a respect and a love for it. Have you ever led a summer camp, like one of those places?
No, I just led stuff at school.
Okay, because that's a good way to get like, dang, it shuts us out.
But I worked in a nursing home over this summer, so I kind of got a feel for like, you know, what we're going to be dealing with. Like we had a social worker, but she was for old people, but she really wasn't doing her job.
Right.
I didn't like how
that happens more
for the
than
nursing home, like they're really shitty. Like I would never put my mom there. I'd be joking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send you there. But I actually got to experience one of them old people, what they be saying, that really scares me for like the next generation. Because our generation now, no offense, I don't see a lot of us being able to handle the jobs that we're trying to go for.
Okay.
I really don't think I feel like we could do it, but
and that's a good that's a good way to start out too, to know, and we talk about that a lot, especially in ethics, knowing your limitations, knowing what jobs you don't want to do so you can tell your supervisor just that, and knowing what you do want to do so you can apply for that, like you just social work jobs. You'll see so many.
How many different types of social workers are there? I know it's
A
one
lot.
for nursing homes, kids and adults, it's a lot.
At Lighthouse, what's that?
I spoke with a social worker before I lived out there.
Yeah, so like
I know it's not.
they do a lot of the hard jobs, and typically in the past they told us y'all take everybody's kids, which has some truth to it, but it's not totally true. You know what I mean? Like they don't take people's kids, but they will do it in such a way that, for example, we have an opioid epidemic. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that. I'll show you 7 days of heroin in Cincinnati. That's my hometown. I worked in Claremont Recovery Center. And 7 days of heroin in Cincinnati. If you had like a newborn or even a young baby, how do you provide if you do get physically addicted to heroin and you don't have a chance to get the rehab that you need, to get, rehabilitation, and maybe you get picked up for a possession charge and you have to stay in jail or prison. I guess prison's for when it's over a year, but like you need someone to hopefully care for the safety and care of your child while you are there and getting rehabilitated. So yes and no. Do social workers take the kids with it, make sure you're safe? Are there bad social workers? Yes, just like you'll find in every ministry or teaching, or you'll find pedophile teachers, pedophile ministers, and bad people everywhere. Yeah.
That's what I'm scared for though. Like, how can you sit up here and work around children knowing you have a fetish for them? Or like you're like sexually attracted to them, like you're a grown man, you're like 50, messing with a 16-year-old.
Right.
And then the predators are quick to blame, the victim, like, oh yeah, she wanted me, she touched on me.
Well, it's still illegal. Still
But
illegal.
like,
Yeah.
how are you not processing? This is a baby still, a kid.
Right.
So that's what scares me, like you said, because at my high school, we had a scandal going on my freshman year. This girl was a senior, and she was effing on our football coach for her whole 4 years of high school. Got impregnated by him. This man lost everything in like 2 months. They kicked him out. He was homeless. His brother worked at my school too, so they would sneak him into the school because he didn't have nowhere to go. Like, it was so much. That's why I'm like saying, do the background checks really check people for real? Because
so when he got busted, did he ever get that like expunged or able to get his job back? Or
no, like our school, how messy it was. They had we had the FBI and police at our school. They were questioning incoming freshmen because we had orientation with him, and like a lot of the school, like the football players were trying to like say like, oh, he's not this bad of a person, but they knew. So it got to the point, it got on the news. Everybody was like trying to pull their kids out the school, but he lost everything. Like, he's not allowed to be 50 feet by kids now.
Okay, so the law's enforcing that there too. I guess it is hard to do predictive, like this dude's messed up or that he'll have a trauma or.
That's why I'm saying, like, do these standardized tests and stuff really work? Like you saying, like,
I ain't gonna lie, them standardized tests are literally made to be hard. Like, they're not made to everybody to get the right answer.
You're talking like SAT and ACT, and then I guess GRE for graduate school. That's another one that you take.
I don't know. I just look at it different. Like, I'm a Black woman, so I really have to sit up here and we got to show ourselves a different way. We can't come off too aggressive or too feminine. That's why it like scares me as I'm getting older now, because I see stuff going on in my own community. And it's like it don't get talked about enough.
Which hometown are you from again?
I'm from Lansing, Michigan. Nobody know where that is, but
I know where that is.
Oh, y'all do?
I know
like
where it
in
is.
Lansing, y'all, like you from Flint. Nobody makes it out of Lansing. That's why I came to this HBCU.
Okay.
To get myself away from it, because like coming to Ohio, I done learned so much stuff. Like, we don't have that stuff. We don't have a dance team like major in that.
Oh, do they have HBCUs in Michigan?
We only got
they're trying to create one. But
in Detroit, right?
Are there any in the north? Like, I feel like the north has. We're the only public in Ohio.
They said the HBCUs down south.
Yeah, they're all in the south, right? That's what I thought.
Tennessee State.
Maryland, Ohio,
like
Kentucky. That would, so they consider that the South or something. Because slavery that's what we consider part of
Yeah,
the
so Kentucky racist.
It's racist. Yeah, I think that South was like how our problems are here. They don't have housing right now. They're staying in hotels. and
In
stuff.
Michigan?
The HBC is down south. Like my friend.
Are you serious?
She don't have house, and they even raise her tuition to $70K right now. But she don't. have
Wait,
no
where
dorm.
is this? Which college was that?
Tennessee State.
No, I heard, or it was
Mhm.
somebody they'll have to stay in like hotels, but they didn't have enough.
Oh, wow.
Or like
That's kind of
maybe
a
I seen
mess.
that girl that was naked.
Oh,
For her pictures. I'm like, girl.
Hold on, that's
Welcome.
No, it
How
was
are
her, she took her senior pictures. I seen.
Make sure you sign in. I think,
Yeah, I seen that.
did one of y'all, okay, there you go. There's your sign in.
Yeah, she said I always dress like, oh, I'm like, girl, but this is senior pictures.
Why are people dressing like that? for senior
She's
pictures?
naked with.
dressed though.
She wasn't dressed. She was naked with snakes on her head.
Are you allowed to do that for senior
No.
pictures?
No.
So they're like
Yeah, like a
Facebook.
photo shoot.
She thought it was
okay,
like
but for senior
Twitter.
pictures,
That was Twitter.
I'm like, very interesting.
Okay.
I took pictures as a naked. I'm like, you don't just disrespect me. You're not allowed to pledge nowhere. She's on a blacklist now.
I didn't hear.
All right, so you guys see our book's definition, and we'll.
You want us to write this down?
No. You don't have to write anything down.
Okay.
I can send it. Is that what you're asking? I'll send it.
Yeah, don't forget.
I do my best. I do
If you
forget.
do, it's your fault.
That's right. I won't hold you. So essentially, we're going to get like, what is a social worker? What do? We respond to crisis. We work with individuals, families, groups, organizations, and communities. There's a lot of, oh yeah, you guys can take pictures of it too, if that helps. And this is all right in the book. So like, there's nothing secret. I like being fully transparent about it all. It is for you to think about, like, do I want to be a social worker? I remember my degree was psychology in undergraduate. Nobody told me to double up as a social worker, and I wish they had, because it saved me 3 years of graduate school and like $20,000 at least, maybe $30,000 of tuition. Yeah, who's the psych majors in? Are you the only psych major?
Oh, no, really.
So I wish somebody, obviously do what you want, but I wish somebody told me to double up back then, because it's not that much more work. You take almost all the same classes for real. You need 120 to graduate anyway. The difference is when I finished with psychology, I could not get a license. And then the only job I could find was like 10, 12 an hour. So it was like, I got a college degree.
I have a question.
Yeah,
If I was to like, can I minor in something like right now? Like,
minor in psych.
no, minor, like, I'm majoring in psych, and I want to minor in sociology.
You can minor in sociology.
Is it too late? Like,
No, it's never too. In fact, I had a major my senior year, so that, you know, as long as you take with what you need. Did you guys get the check sheet that I sent you?
Yes, I need that all.
Does any of the, that's another thing I want to, so I know we're getting into chapter 1. We have 1 chapter per week, so we keep it easy, and then there assignments only every 10 or 14 days. So I'll put one up for you guys due in like 2 weeks tonight. But we're professional helpers. And they say that because you need a license and you need a degree. We can't minor in social work, basically because it gets you nothing. I know one of you said you had a social work minor. You can get like a half a social work degree, but it's almost like having half of, like, you can't qualify to take the licensure exam is what I'm trying to say. So if you do social work, especially as psychology, I wish they had directed me that way. Just double major. I double majored in theology and psychology, so it made sense to do social work for graduate school. And if a good advisor gave me advice, they would have told me to do social work. Actually, some dude told me more like a social worker. He was my psych teacher, and I thought he was making fun of me. I took offense to it, like, no, I'm going to be a psychologist. So the problem was I needed a master's in psychology and a doctorate in psychology to do anything. With social work, you could stop at the bachelor's level if you want to and get your license. And then if you get the MSW, which is only 1 more year, you get a clinical independent license to open your own business and run a private practice without the doctorate. In psychology, you have to get the doctorate to get a license. In social work, you get a license with a BSW, you can get a clinical license with your MSW, which is really 10 months after you graduate from your BSW accredited social work program. So I'll try not to talk too much about that, but you can tell I'm mad nobody told me about social work. Saved me 3 years of my life and $25,000. $25,000. So I took out some $5,000. So I took out some loans, became a professional helper. You demonstrate genuine concern, positive regard for others. Opposite of what you're saying, kind of the predators and bad people, which is weird that they may pose as a good person, but they might actually be not looking after your best interests. Possess personal qualities, support, work with others, value working in partnerships. So like getting people, a lot of times starting in with the basics, and that's what we call generalist social work practice. So like a lot of times we get kids come to us at school first. That's where like the problems found out. Maybe they're like covered in bed bugs. In Cincinnati, we had an epidemic of bed bugs. So like they're not sleeping at night, so then they're tired at day, and then you notice they're all covered in bed bugs. You guys have a bed bug epidemic in your city ever? Cincinnati had it bad.
I can't do that.
Bed bugs went wild, like something how it was.
Yeah.
You know you can order bed bugs off Amazon.
I'm sure.
I mean, I want somebody to try me here.
He said.
I'm a
You know how big they are when they start?
No,
It's a speck of pepper.
yeah, and then when they get like blood, they get like bad.
Right. Yep.
We had some that are.
You guys never had the bed bugs?
I never had bed bugs. Like, how big do they get?
They get big enough that like you can see them,
Yeah.
but they're flat. They can live in a book. They just like slide in and they go into the electrical plugs. So they know how to hide, and they have like the sensors that mosquitoes have to see your body heat. And they're like, and they crawl towards you.
And bite you.
Yeah, they don't carry disease, which is nice. Like cockroaches carry disease. What'd you say? Gosh, I give you a whole history of bed.
No, I ain't gonna lie. My
When
friend
you-
had bed bugs.
When you check in, so if you guys check into a hotel room, you go like this, you go up to the mattress.
You lift it up and you bend it.
Right. Sometimes they hide into the corner of the wall and you see black spots. So it's their poop. They poop out your blood, there's black spots in the blood. But they don't carry disease.
Cockroaches bite. They still.
I got bit in Nicaragua, so yeah.
I saw all the cockroaches here.
They're bigger in the south.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was going to Florida. The mom lived there. She was like, once you see them bugs.
Right. So anyway, the one thing, if you do want a solution to bed bugs, I can't spell it. Well, that's one. This is even better. It's called diatomaceous earth. It kills every bed I ever seen in my life. Want me to try to spell it? Yeah, it's just a product. It's actually a type of earth. It's diatomaceous. So
A part of Earth.
yeah, it is. It's like from the ground.
How does it kill them?
Basically, if they crawl through the dust, it cuts them open and dries them out. It's like shards of glass to the bugs. But we could rub it on us. Like I would put it on my cat and it kills fleas.
That's good.
Yeah,
It's called
diatomaceous earth. I don't even know if I spelled it right. Yeah.
diatomaceous earth.
Yeah. So I put it on my cat. You can't inhale it, so that's the one that you can't like breathe. It's bad for your lungs. It's like when you used to smoke them cigarettes with the menthol filters in them. You can't. That messes you up. And then here's how you get rid of it. This dude will show you how to apply it. My friend told me this back in the day when we had. This is the number one thing social. If you do home visits, you want to know how to get rid of the bugs. And then you just puff it all around the room. Puff.
And I'm here to talk about diatomaceous earth. Harris has several products using diatomaceous earth for one bed bugs. I'm going to review with you how to best use.
That's what they look like.
Areas for application, safety tips.
Get about-
Product with other common types of bed bug killers. Make sure to always read the label and follow directions. Before using this powder or any insecticide, to kill a bed bug after.
It's a bed bug.
They got a black tail. So they just got one bed.
Oh, if you have one, you got hundreds. Hundreds.
I know that diatomaceous earth is not an immediate kill. When applying, coat a thin layer of powder in areas such as messes that have.
I sprayed this all over my car and my house. No, but I had clients that have bed bugs, so you don't know until you know. They're smaller than. Right, right. Right. It's like a speck of sand. They're so small, like you can't even see it. Yeah, well, like the libraries had them all in the books, like hiding out. Yeah, like they got. So anyway, just to be known, if you ever Google just like
I ain't have one at home. I'm about to have one in college. I'm gonna have garbage bags.
that's one.
Yeah, like when you mentioned the epidemic.
Yes.
It probably was 2015 or 2013 or something, because we did have to start selling bags at school. Somebody's packing a bag.
Somebody was killing this one. Dude, they're so creepy. So anyway. They look like roaches. So it started when we stopped spraying for roaches and put out roach traps. Because the roaches will go to the trap and the food, but the bed bugs are smart enough, they just go for your body. So the bed bugs avoided the traps and never died and became an infestation. So
This is so crazy.
any of you guys ever helped hook somebody up with something they need?
We need.
Yeah.
So enhancing people's capacity to resolve problem, cope, function, effect, food, water, shelter, housing, 50 cent. Like, hey, can I have 50 cent? Okay. Linking clients with needed resources, improve service delivery network, promoting social justice through development of social policy. So it starts at the basics, and when you get clients, usually at their bottom, so like homelessness, lack of ability to buy food, or with this inflation this year, anybody notice how much like food gone up?
Yeah, I just said that.
So
Like,
especially in the wild.
Yeah.
especially here, but
Well, like,
shit's like
I was about to say,
A box of cereal at the WOW is like $6.
yeah, the air
That is
freshener like
so
fucking
crazy.
$4.
Okay, that's organic, that's it. Organic college pop. That's $2.
Oh, God.
I know, that's why I only buy these.
No, at Christmas Country Chicken in Centerville.
You have $3 for a
Am I
bottle.
seeing
A lot,
What's going on?
right?
Yes, it's a drive.
It doubled, didn't it?
Yes.
Chicken doubled.
Like 20, almost $30. It was like an 8-piece chicken for $30. It was like, oh no, we raised the price. I was Chris Country Chicken, gas station chicken. I was so confused.
So 2 years ago,
I'm bored.
any of you got chickens?
Right.
No.
I bought a chicken right.
Because you don't look at chicken.
It is.
You
No, I only eat. I'm a vegetarian. So here they are this morning. So those are my new cats.
Okay, you got two.
I have 4.
You
Yeah.
don't eat them.
So when the epidemic went down, I bought 10, but then the county police came after me and said, you can't have that many chickens.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
People talking.
No, I didn't. I'm a vegetarian, so I just eat their eggs. You don't eat eggs? Really? I got honeybees. So I ordered chickens and honeybees, and they sent them through the mail. They just mail it to your house. The chickens are that big. Yeah. Yeah. Now they're full size, but they start out like babies. These guys, yeah, they smell like shit. I did name them with my daughter, but I forget. We made jokes like Dr. Begat and Hillary Clufton. Any of you guys have chickens in your neighborhood?
No.
Nobody?
Well, I mean,
Where?
actually, I do.
Where? Nothing like that. That was this morning. I gave
You got chicken, like, I probably.
Or where I'm from, like, it's like a farm, you ride by some horses.
I know.
You not gonna see no chicken.
I mean, Evanston is, I know my brother.
I don't even know where that is.
Well, it's like, we're all Cincinnati, it's like.
Together with Detroit.
There's okay, you named it. You named it. You ready? You ready for the ghetto chicken?
Yeah, that's chicken.
All right, this guy did it. Urban farming guy.
It's so easy to get caught up into the drama, into the niggas.
So, fast. But this is like,
Company?
they are a YouTube channel.
Oh.
Detroit has so many, you have no idea.
Who?
Detroit. If you just like type that in and put Detroit after it, the number of videos that come up, my friend's up there, so he's,
With Detroit after it.
you want me to?
Yeah.
This is my favorite video, I was about to show it to y'all.
Okay, we can watch this.
You wanna watch it first, or you want me to put Detroit first?
Yeah, watch that. Okay, you're already there. And then we can, farmer in the hood.
Yep, that's what he called it, and it got a lot of hits.
Phase one.
This looks like.
3 years ago, we asked
Does it? Walnut? What's your buddy say?
No plan, no mind, just the seed in our pocket and the deep burning vision.
My little brother.
Can a band of pioneers move into the inner city, into one of the most
That
blighted
look like-
crime-ridden zip codes in the U.S. and build a
That's
sustainable
Detroit-ish.
community from the inside out? Can we grow all of our own food? Can we grow 2,000 pounds of fish, the area the size of a living room?
They eat them every night.
Can we generate all of our own energy? Can we create jobs from within the community? Can we make a difference in the next generation? Can we work together to see hope emerge from the urban rubble and hopelessness? Can it be done from the inside out? Can it be done by the outcast, the drug addict? Can it be done with those on parole? Can it be done by the children? So much has happened since then. Welcome to the concrete jungle.
Does that look like
Inner
Detroit?
city, Kansas City.
That
Like
look like-
neighborhood,
Yeah.
ground zero. A place we call home.
Where is that?
A place where hope
Kansas
thrives
City.
amidst hopelessness. Where 1 in 11 people become victims of violent crime. Where every block has at least one house full of bullet holes.
We're looking around, we look down, and we find a bullet that has the rifle rings.
It was your teacher that was carrying a gun.
Blast dust from the solar panel.
A place where arson has burned down hundreds of homes, including 3 houses at the same time on our block one day.
Fire number 1, fire number 2 on the other side of the day.
A place where more than 50% of kids don't graduate in the first 4 years.
What was your all's graduation rate?
I had 220 in my class that graduated
Out of how many?
I ain't messing my
out
class.
of 300.
Okay, so like 66.
260 out of like 300.
Damn, that was like 80%.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think we had 80% too.
Really?
Everybody in my class who graduated, we in college right now. or
Okay.
working.
What was the name of your school again?
Everett High School.
Okay.
It's a performing arts school.
Oh, that's like your school.
Yeah, my school, we was graduating, but like other schools in my city, they was not.
They was
Cincinnati
that's what happened to us
has
too. Our school district, we
family-
had the highest graduation
That-
rate.
That's what he just said. So he's gonna,
We only had 30 people.
this is like your whole class in 16 minutes. So this is the epitome of all of social work in 16 minutes.
This is considered something.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, I do this with a social work license.
Okay.
So-
So where do
A
you?
place where kids roam the streets at midnight and metal scrappers roll down the street with the neighbors' air conditioners in their shopping carts.
Metal
A
scrappers?
place where men meet each other over
You have metal
first
scrappers?
garbage dumpster. Where homes are purchased for $1 because people are too afraid
In
to buy
Detroit,
a forgotten
crackheads
to
usually.
park on
Right.
community development firm.
So these are all crackheads and then they got sober and they rebuilt the house.
I've seen a number of guys that come into contact with UMG that have turned their life around.
6 months with the urban farming guys has changed my life. I wouldn't be doing any of the stuff that I'm doing today without.
Various things.
I came here pretty messed up in the head and with nothing.
Right. Like, I remember getting high and praying to God to get me up off of this stuff because it's destroying my life. I remember crying out to him and crying out. And then at the same time, I had to make the decisions.
I ended up here because I was running around CBS video now. Ended up getting booted out of my aunt's house and started living on the street.
And it's like UFG introduces love to a lot of people that haven't felt it and haven't seen to a community in a whole.
In the last 3 years, we've seen urban lots transformed into beautiful community gardens. Over 20 lots far. In the last year, we just purchased 18 more. Lots that were completely destroyed are now becoming thriving centers of community and growth. Community coming together. Hope beginning to rise. Next, we're creating our own energy. Last month, the electricity bill for our base was $3. Then the attached gutters to.
Y'all have solar panels in your community?
Yeah.
I put some on my house, and then I charge my car up. I ain't bought gas since 18 months ago. A Leaf. I can't afford a Tesla. I'm a teacher. I got a Nissan Leaf. It's cheap. It's all electric, 230-mile range. You can supercharge it at Walmart. Half hour. Right, but it supercharges in Walmart.
Like a Prius.
Yeah. I had the Prius first, but it's half gas, half electric. It's a Nissan Leaf.
I was driving a Prius. I needed like 15 to fill up, and while I was like, everybody else was needing hella money.
So solar panels, and then this is where he can fish too. I know this is weird, but he puts that in the backyard and like he grows fish. He grows fish.
Like that's a.
They're called
That's a
tilapia.
farmer fish, like.
Right.
I didn't know you could farm fish.
So that's what this is.
The solar panels and built a massive rain catchment system to harvest over 45,000 gallons of clean rainwater each year to irrigate community gardens. Our internship rapidly running out of space 2 months ago. We offered to sell the house trust for $1. So after spending our last few dollars, another person called and gave us $25,000 and began to fix it up and expand our programs. And we got to work. This house is flying together. This summer,
looks like
we had no ideas with all of this. We house the acre of land behind the house for pennies and begin to get ready for some serious urban agriculture. We're gearing up to install this 150-foot-long greenhouse we just found for 10% of its value. We believe that a sustainable community needs to have its own thriving economy. And this is what we're doing about it. We're raising up future growers through our apprenticeship program. We're creating economic opportunities. We're now shipping baby fish all over the country.
Here's your fish.
Tyrone, who runs our worm farm and is right here from Lincoln's neighborhood, is getting ready to launch our latest product, worm castings, nature's best soil conditioner. And we were not hard at work teaching
Make the soil
entrepreneurial skills. Our team is gradually learning all kinds of skilled trades from sheetrock to carpentry and plumbing as we renovate.
Like leaves.
I mean, what, to chopping wood, to construction, to build, teaching us plumbing on houses.
Right.
It's a wonderful thing, and I can see them all doing that at once, man, and just helping everybody out.
And to top this off, the crime stats keep going down. 62 less violent crimes this year in our 5-block radius, and a total of 18% drop since we began. And lastly, our after-school art program for the kids in Lincoln neighborhood is still going strong. Not only can it be done, but it being done by the very hand of those who used to destroy it. Our greatest partners in this work.
So that's one, yes. That is one.
Old people, young people. I can't do that. That's a sad job.
And I can send it.
Oh, there it is.
I can send it out to you guys. I want to get us to the. So what would you all call a need that you have while you're living today?
My phone.
Right? Communication.
Money.
Okay. A stored value of wealth.
Food
A
and
job.
shelter.
That is all ultimately what money gets you, right? A warm house and a full belly.
Not a car.
So a car to go to work and buy the food and yeah. So these are,
The need is water.
where would we put?
Like hygienic.
Okay, I feel like
Because we
that's,
keep spending it, we're spending more than we make.
That's because they keep raising the price of inflation issues.
Yeah.
because of our stimmy checks.
Yes.
That's $600.
And our PPP
Girl,
loan.
50 Louis Gucci.
Dude, I put it all into
I wish they could do
cryptos
them
and it
PPP
crashed
loans again, 'cause I
80%.
would hop on it this time.
Nah, for real. I thought
I'm
I'm
saying
saying
there is, I don't care.
Did you all get the stimmy checks or are you not 18 yet?
Yeah,
If you're 18, you got like 1,200 or 19.
Man, my mom gave me 300 and said I'm crazy.
So you know that's why we have inflation, right?
Because of what?
The stimmy checks.
Well, they
Hold
need
on,
to
so
pass
Donald
out
did
another
that.
one.
So I was excited when I got it, but
I heard some people had to pay theirs back.
oh, if you like dropped out of school, it's like our student loans. When I like quit one semester, they're like, "Give me that money back." I was like, "No."
Yeah, like what?
I'm not.
Oh, did you guys? How many of you had to take out a student loan for schools? I did a lot.
Me?
A lot.
But that's for
Okay.
my housing.
Right.
Yeah, just for my house, and I'm so shitty.
Oh, God.
So, has anybody warned you don't take out private loans? Only take federal loans.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't do no problem.
Private are like predatory, higher interest
That's
rates,
what's
not
federal.
forgivable if you're a social worker. Social workers, public service loan forgiveness. If you work in social work for 10 years, your loans are forgiven. Or if you teach in a public school for 10 years, your loans are forgiven.
Oh,
Yes.
so you don't gotta pay them.
Well, you do have to make 10 to 15% of your adjusted gross income. I pay that every month. So like say you make 50,000, you have to pay, what is 10% of 50,000?
We need to talk to him.
500.
Financially.
Yeah,
so
like
they'll
maybe
tell you
5,000.
what you can take out.
Let me see, I'll do it. 10% of 50,000?
Yeah. So if your income's 50,000, you would pay 500 a month. No,
Yeah,
400.
that's it. It's 5,000.
Okay,
I got a little.
You pay 5,000 a month? Yeah, that's a bit
400
much.
a month.
Okay.
400 a month.
So
So it's
that's like
10% of your
1%.
adjusted gross income. So
That's
if you make 50, they subtract poverty first. So they would subtract 24,000 and they only make you pay 10% of that 26,000. So that's like 260 a month. That's what I was paying. I got to repay it next month. Anybody have a loan yet? Like a student loan yet?
Nope.
I'm thinking
No,
about
must
it.
have-
Just
must
be
have-
careful.
No.
Don't be like me and take every damn last penny of it and go buy a house and a car and solar panels and all that.
I mean, you straight though. You got out here, white kid. You wouldn't laugh. I'm saying. It's looking like you gonna do that.
They said living expenses,
Oh my God.
house,
Yeah, they didn't specify which one.
car you get to and from,
Test, yeah.
solar panels help you get the gas in your car, and electric to cook your food, and right?
Don't we get a refund? Yeah.
Right. I mean,
It'd be like 25%.
it's legit. It's transparent. What's 25%?
Why didn't nobody else?
So we almost did our. Wait, we don't have class tomorrow. do we?
No, sir.
All right. So we got through. There's 14 slideshows. You all have survived your first week of class. How do you feel about that? Answer after tomorrow, you said? Or after the semester? Oh, when's that? Oh, who teaches that?
Do I even need it because
History is, what's your major? So you have to do, oh, okay, we'll finish with this. So your sheet, yeah, any of you Pull up the sheet I sent
I
you.
took his
You said our social. Oh, it depends because there's inflation. I feel like they've played with us on inflation. All right, who wants to finish school in 3 years? That's fine too. Who wants to finish on time? And if you guys want to graduate on time, you don't have to. Anybody want to graduate on time?
Me.
All right.
Look, we don't have to, but I'm going to. Sorry.
So this is the same for everybody, right here. The left side is the same for everybody.
I just got my.
Right? How many classes you taking this semester?
I'm taking 6 right now.
Damn, 18 hours?
Yeah,
Damn.
that's hella.
I didn't do that for 6 semesters in a row.
It's not that, y'all. It's just in the predicament out here. I'm trying to get out of here now.
Oh, right. So I failed 2 years in a row, freshman and sophomore year, right? Because I didn't get my life together till my middle of my sophomore year.
That's why I'm telling you.
Okay.
Freshman, like.
Well, because,
we did it.
so think about it. You have nobody watching over you. I didn't have mom, dad beat me with the belt, whatever it was. Like, get your ass into school, and like, so you do what you want. You go drink and smoke, and I got an F.
It's
So
over there.
there's no girls' bed.
It is.
There's one upstairs. Yeah.
It's by the janitor closet.
It's like
There's
right
2 on
between
each
the
floor.
elevator.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah, in
Other
between
side of the
elevator.
elevator.
It's like the men on this side and women on the other.
I need to go get my nails done.
So to finish kind of on time, I had to take 18 hours every semester for 3 years.
And it was hard.
It was hard, and I quit drinking, so I got like a 3.5 to a 4.0 every semester.
You was drinking freshman year too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was drinking before freshman year, so it's like.
That was my problem.
So, right. Because again, what are the temptations? What are the things that tempt you guys away from doing your class? What are the things? Right. Which now you can get with a dang prescription. Right? Right. So if you can, some stuff, I always say this, I keep it very simple. I quit drinking and smoking in college.
I'm proud of you. Man,
That's something everybody.
Right, that's hard.
I quit drinking and smoking in college. I don't say what it was I drank or what it was I smoked.
Well,
I quit.
no.
Wait, what college did you go to?
What time? I've
No,
been
what
to
college?
7 colleges.
Okay, which one was you doing?
Which
So,
one was you?
you're-
No.
Student
you gotta let them
loans.
answer it.
There we go.
$250,000 with interest. I owe $290.
God damn.
See, absolutely.
Whoa.
Right.
So don't do what I did. That's what I'm saying.
That's
Just
what some people make it.
get it together. Well, yeah, that's true.
And they hope.
I'm not gonna lie. You're not lying about freshman year. I'm telling you. Life be so
What
short.
college did
All
you
you
go
can
to?
get is a
I'm
lot.
stuck on that. I feel like that says a lot.
I did do some college in Nicaragua and El Salvador.
I don't know.
I went to a Jesuit college called Xavier.
Where?
Xavier in Cincinnati.
Okay, that's a private school.
It was $5,800 a semester when I started.
Oh yeah, you was turning up.
What's that?
You was turning up.
What does that mean? Turn up?
Oh, I'm finna turn up.
Turn?
Hey.
Right.
Start saying that. When you go home, be like,
Tell your
I got turned up.
Don't tell your kids. I don't know
Yeah,
about
that's
you.
Don't tell your wife.
Isn't there an emoji for turned on like the iPhone? It's like,
no.
Oh, please don't do that.
Keep it cute.
Oh, keep it cute.
I think there's an emoji for turn or maybe something else.
Can you do it again?
I want to make sure first. I don't want to miss. Oh, they got rid of it. They got rid of it.
Aw, man, they got rid of it. Maybe
Yeah.
you should make it.
I might. But I want y'all to finish on time. If you don't want to finish on time, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Okay. So if you want to finish on time,
No, like he cool. We talking about class, but he only took
49 on your major usually, and then 48 core like English, math. Somebody asked about history. That's why I'm going through this. So you
history
guys
so boring.
right here.
She's so rude.
But all you need is a D in history. Well, in social work you need all C's. This side you need all D's.
Oh.
Right. It would be better if you got higher, but I'm telling you bare minimum. Right. Like if you want to do bare minimum and get out of here. I mean, again, I can't control you, but how do you want to get out? Okay. So just do all your work. A stove?
Yes, I can't have no air fryer. I can only have like a microwave in my dorm.
Oh, right. How much is rent nowadays? Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 800?
Keep going up.
Because I can't get it.
So if you do all of these, how many of y'all take 4 classes a semester and how many take 5, right? One, how many graduate, right? One, how many hours are classes?
How many hours of social majors need?
So it used to be this. Guess what we did for you guys last year?
What?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all did what? I don't know. Y'all dumbed it down or not?
Yes. Is that bad? One, I see the numbers. 15, 15, 15,
They said
15,
the
15.
yard is open.
Good.
And if you want to finish in 3 years, 18, 18, 2 classes in the summer, 18, 18, 2 classes in the summer, 18, 18.
I was
I'm like, what? I'm not going to
You think summer classes are worth
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are a little more, but I got out on time because of summer classes.
Okay, wait. What did you just do? Some classes?
Right, that's what they're saying, just 2. I think you're only allowed to take 11 hours in the summer, even though you can take 18 in the fall and the spring. 18 in the fall and the spring. So 18, 18, 11, and you can ask for even if you got a D. How do you get a D in that one? Is that just me?
What is that?
What is that?
It's like that, but I'm just saying, don't do that. Don't do that. Show up, do your work. You all will finish, you know. Enjoy your time, as it is a unique time that you'll never get back. I waited till I was 42 to have my first kid.
22?
42. I had my second kid at 43, and I'm going to have my third on New Year's this year. I'm already 44, and I'm going to be 45 next year. Yep. I'm an old dad. I can like 5.
Look, she said,
I did it a week ago, so I feel like I tried. So does that all make sense to you guys? I know we barely finished chapter 1, but this is how you graduate. You asked at social work how many? Right there. So how many classes is that? 49 hours. I guess you do 1, 2, 10, you only 1 is 11. And then the last 2 at the bottom. So stats and research, everybody, even in psychology, you gotta take stats. And we got rid of the foreign language. Do intro to Spanish. Is that it? You have to practice. So I was. So that's all you guys need. Feo. They would always call me Feo in Nicaragua.
Dang, for real?
Yeah.
They was messing with you.
Puta. Yeah, they'd be like, Feo puta. Like, gringo? Yeah, I get gringo all. Feo's ugly.
Yes.
And then gringo, there's no real translation.
This is white guy. This is white guy. Gringo. Yeah.
I mean, I do look. I mean, that's white, and then I get darker. But so that's how we absorb vitamin D. Did you know that? So during the COVID pandemic, most people who died had low vitamin D. So what do you know is the only way?
I got low vitamin D.
I got low vitamin D too.
What is it?
So milk is
Vitamin D.
fortified.
Milk.
Well, you get it from the sun. So, and then the darker you get, the less you absorb. That's why a lot of people died from lack of vitamin D.
Can I start leaving soon? I got a class at.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You're good. What time? Yeah, go ahead.
Any
Any questions? I know we didn't get through the slide, but we'll do it on Tuesday.
And it's all.
Want me to put up your assignment that's due in 2 weeks? It's just the first one in the syllabus.
Can
so
you
I-
email me that so I can do that tonight?
I'll put it up in D2L. You got D2L access? Okay.
D2L
Is
and
D2L, is there like an app we could download?
There is, but I think when you try to like
And you use your.
write on it,
Okay.
it goes to the web app. So there's an app when you want to use something in it, it brings you to the website. Does that make sense? So there's an app, you click, and then it goes to Safari.
So you might as well just.
Okay.
I mean, it's nice because you'll get a notification like that. And it's a free app, so it's. Any other questions? Will you all finish on time for me, please? If you.
The homework?
Well, no, I'm saying all of your college career, but yeah, the homework is key.
Oh, okay. You said like graduating.
Right, but baby steps, you're right. So it starts with the homework and then you do 5 every semester minimum. You're out. 5 and out every, and if you want to be out in 3 years, it is 6 every semester and 2 classes.
Okay, so like I got 6 classes, I still want to go to
Are you a freshman? Do you have 18 hours?
I don't know.
Sometimes.
Classes too.
You have what? You have how many?
6.
Yeah, I have 6 classes.
Is it 18 hours then? Some of the classes are like 1 and 2 credit hours. That's why, like this one.
I know
USS.
one, I think my one is 1 credit hour.
Right, so you probably have 16 hours. That's good.
But what are we
15
doing?
or more, if you want to finish on time. 15 or more credit.
Well, I already came here with credits, so
So there you go.
probably be me.
Now, what's your major?
Psychology.
Okay. At some point, someone may try to convince you to double major.
Probably.
Because it's the same class. Look at the psychology check sheet. It's the same damn classes, I
I
swear.
take 2, so I'm already taking 2 social work classes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You buy, and then that way you have options. And it's not extra time in school. It might be a few extra classes.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna spend, I don't need to be here all 4 years, but I was gonna spend 4 years here.
Well, then double up.
Yeah, I might as well.
Because it's
Have a
like,
good day.
it's free, it's optionable, and it's scary, but I did
Yeah.
end up double majoring. I just wish somebody told me to do social work. My psychology major got me nothing.
Okay,
Really?
Yeah,
question.
you get like a $12 an hour job. I don't know. I'm sure it's changed. That was 20 years ago, but it just so to do something to get a license in psychology, you need like a master's or a doctorate. So
Yeah.
that's why. I wish somebody told me to double up. Keep your psychology major. I'm never going to tell you to like get rid of it. But just do both.
Yeah, I'm probably.
As easy as
They lost my freaking transcript, so I'm waiting for them to evaluate it. Even though I sent it a month ago, and they still haven't.
Do you have a PDF of it?
Yeah, but they didn't like.
I was going to say send it to me and us in the chair, and I'm sure you have. You're saying because you have like AP credits already.
Yeah, I came here last year with I think 46 credits.
46?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you would finish in
Yeah.
3 and then easily in 4 with psych and soc.
Yeah,
Send them to us if you got my email. I don't know if it's sent.
I did with the checklist and stuff.
Right. If you just reply and attach that, I can get them to our chair.
Mhm.
Your chair is a psychology guy.
He is
Edison Perdomo.
in this building.
It's right at the end of the hall here. You go
Oh.
straight down as the door flat against it's probably the only room open. Oh,
Okay, so I'm a dancer.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes we'll leave on like Thursday.
Right.
We won't be back till Sunday.
And they email me that, right?
Yes.
Right.
I'm a football
right.
manager, so that's for me too.
Oh,
So
football?
I
Really? Do you guys, what do you do for, I mean, I know what you guys do.
We should basically slave for the football team.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, water. So you get to be around a bunch of sweaty guys.
We have to do their laundry, clean their locker room.
For real?
Yes, like slave. We're slave.
If you get a head injury,
yeah.
Yeah.
by a 200-pound, like 300-pound man.
I'm
But
They look fun out there though when they be go run up.
Well, they put the pants on. They like squeezes their butt in. So it's like, dang. So yeah, I mean, you get a freebie off of I'm sure.
So if we leave Thursday, would I have to join the live stream on Friday?
You don't have to, but if you ever wondered what we were talking about, it's there for your taking. You know what I mean? Like, the
That's
key
what
is
I
the
needed
work.
to know because-
The key, like,
Nikki,
the
that's
key
what
is
I
the
needed
work.
to know because
The key is,
we got it, Nikki.
The
That's
key
what
is
I
the
needed
work.
to know because
the key is.
we got it, Nikki.
What's that? Oh, you do in 2 weeks?
Yeah, and we'll be leaving.
So I should make the paper not due in exactly 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but either one day before, one day after, or what?
Maybe one day after because practice is gonna be intense.
So like,
The week before,
right.
that practice is
Oh.
gonna be intense.
So if it was due in 15 days from today, so.
I could best the paper on the road.
Oh,
I'm
right,
trying to tell you.
right. That's probably the only
I could
time you
best
get
the
your
paper
homework
on the
done.
road.
It's only 3.5 hours, I mean, no, it's 3 hours.
Oh, you're both, you're all one?
The managers, dancers, band, football players.
So you all ride on the bus together too?
No, we ride on the bus with the cheerleaders.
Oh, right.
And then the band ride on the bus with the band. 'Cause it's allowed.
So wait, what's the difference between a dancer and a cheerleader? I mean, I'm just honest question.
We dance to the band music. Cheerleaders
Who's better?
talk. I can't make it.
Well, I wondered if,
I was a dancer in high school, I was saying dance better.
I wondered if it was competitive.
Huh?
I wondered if it was competitive.
I think there was like something on the on the courts, on the tennis,
Right.
the day before last night.
Competing.
And they were having a battle. Like, I wasn't there, but it was at the top of the line.
So it was like 20 and 20 or something, right?
Yeah. There's a lot, I don't know how many, actually, no, there's not that many.
10 and 10 maybe.
There's a lot more cheerleaders than you.
Well, they probably had more scholarships, I bet.
Yeah,
Like more money.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, see you later and good to see you.